It's Don here from the board. Thanks for coming along and checking out this video. So today we're going to be having a look at something that's really, I think, quite unique as far as the keyboard space goes, which is a recycled aluminium keycap. It's an artisan keycap that is made out of recycled material, which I think is really exciting because it's something that hasn't really been actively sort of been done, promoted, created, however you want to call it. And so this is actually something that's been made by Mountain Keyboards in conjunction with a particular manufacturer of theirs, which they don't disclose, which is perfectly fine. And yeah, it got me really interested because I wanted to check it out and have a brief talk about, what does it look like and what are we expecting to see and what that quality is going to be. So we're going to have a look at that. I purchased one and really excited to check it out. So let's have a look at what it actually is. So this is Mountain Keyboards, and this is the recycled aluminium artisan keycap. Now it's $35 Australian, tax included, and they have two versions of it, which is the blue Mountain Keyboards keycap, which kind of looks like that, and then they've got this red for good keycap, which is just a plain red keycap. Now I went for the plain red keycap because as part of what they're doing here is the for good keycap is a blank red keycap, and for every purchase they will donate the full purchase price to the New South Wales Food Bank. Now right now what's happening here in Australia is that a lot of people are doing it pretty tough due to the Delta strain of COVID rampaging through New South Wales, and there's been restrictions and businesses being closed and things like that. So you know what, I wanted to help out in a way that I could, and I chose to get the red for good keycap. So these are R1 profile made from recycled aluminium. Now they're a test to just see what the quality is like, and I guess that's something that we'll have a look at as well. One of the really interesting things about the recycled aluminium space is that a lot of industries won't use recycled aluminium if they need it for structural strength and integrity, because recycled materials, depending on how it's done, it may have defects. It may have inclusions in it, particulate matter in it that might contaminate the recycled material, and therefore it might lose some of its strength inside. It may also have voids and cavities, which can cause different things like strength and weakness issues structurally, but then it can also have cosmetic blemishes in it as different states of the recycling, because I don't really know on how they process the recycling, if they take it all the way to a full smelt and bring it back to molten elemental aluminium, and how well they clean off things like slag and whatnot. So obviously that's a manufacturing process thing, and we don't know how they deal with it and how the company gets the recycled aluminium or what state that is for them to make this out of. So I guess which is why Mountain Keyboards was running these as a test and a trial to see what their quality looked like before doing more things in that space. So we're expecting to see a round one flat profile keycap here. It is flat, and there's nothing fancy about that, just straight up, unlike a lot of the normal keycaps that you might see, which will have a bit of a curved profile in it. So I've got the package here, and we will check it out. So one of the cool things here is that it actually got sent in a compostable mailer, which is getting more popular, which is really cool. So it's eco packaging. The only thing that I'm not sure about this is if it's home compostable or if it requires industrial composting. We have like toothbrushes that are actually industrial composting. They won't break down in your normal home compost. They require heat and pressure for them to actually break down. So I'm not quite sure if this will be in that category. I've taken the labeling off on it, obviously, and it stretched the plastic there a bit, but it's still quite a tough and durable mailer, so that's really cool. So thank you very much for being more environmentally conscious, which is great. So you can see the package is still sealed. It feels like a bit of bubble wrap there, so I am going to Actually, it's completely open over here. Let's see if we can... Oh, I tore it. Too late. Let's just flip it inside out. Oh, okay. I probably shouldn't have done that because there was a sticker in there. That's cool. What am I doing? It's like a puzzle, like a Rubik's Cube. Okay, so we have some more recycled material. NatureFlex home compostable cellophane. That is actually really, really cool. That's actually really, really cool. I love that. So that can go into my compost setup on the balcony. We'll plunk that there. All right. Now, here's the keycap in a bit of paper, which is fine. So this is just a Ranma Works snag. Some prawns on the barbie keycaps, sorry, not snag. Prawn keycaps from a meetup from a while ago. And I guess that is kind of a reference keycap that I'm going to be using. You can sort of see the curve shape that I'm talking about and the cut of that row one profile. Man, I'm really mincing up my words today. Okay, so that's what the quality looks like from RamaWorks, which is, you know, often held at quite a high standard and cost. So we'll put that down and let's check out this recycled. Ooh, okay. Wow. That's a lot darker than I was actually expecting to see. It's less of a red and more of like a maroon color, which is really, really interesting. So I'm just going to put that on the stem, and it's a good fit, and it's certainly not shaking off. It's firm to the touch and doesn't look like it's actually shaved off any plastic of that stem. So there's the underside. It's quite clean, well milled, very, very well cut. There's no particular marks or, shall I say, branding on the bottom compared to, say, like, you know, a RamaWorks cap where they've actually got a bit of fanciness happening on the underside there. But for a trial run, I think that's quite good. The thickness of that is quite thick. I'm not 100% sure where my ruler bit went to. There we go. There's a piece of ruler. And it's still got some graduations on that. So it's about 1.5 mil. So that's cool. And we can see from the top that it's got a pretty decent finish. It's very flat. It's pretty even. It's already got some dust on it, but that's from me, not from the manufacturer. Wow. Okay. So that's actually quite nice. Let's just hold it up there and get my fingers out of the way. So it's got a really good even color. The cuts on that's really clean. The profile on it it's not bad. So it's just kind of put that side to side. I'd say it's probably not as aggressive compared to the RamaWorks keycap. In terms of, I know that that's not a very good judge because the fact that they're not at the same height, but the overall height's pretty much the same. It just doesn't have the actual dip in it. So you know what, that is a terrible way of representing this thing. Instead, we're gonna put let's put the RamaWorks cap on that, and then we'll put the mountain keyboard cap on that. There we go. All right. And then this will give us a better idea because they are the same. Okay, so you can see side to side, pretty much the same. If we look side on, maybe that might be a better way of looking at it. Very, very similar sort of cut to it. Yeah, very similar cut to it. We go front on. Hey, focus. Oi. What's the camera doing? The camera's too focused on the table. There we go. Front on. It feels like the Rumba has a more aggressive angle cut to it than the Mountain Keyboard's cut, but I don't think there's a problem with that at all. I guess the only thing that has really caught me out from this is just I was expecting it to be a lighter red. It probably was going to be brighter red compared to this, and even with the really bright light that I've got from this ring light that's above, it's actually quite dark. I don't have a problem with it being so dark. It just, from the pictures, looked like it was much lighter. I quite like it in terms of, it being flat. I wouldn't say it's any less comfortable, but I'm not going to really be doing a lot of typing or pressing on it anyway, as far as it goes. And for the purposes of if there's blemishes or defects on it, it's not visible at all. If there's anything going on in there internally, then I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't feel it. I honestly don't care. I would not have been able to pick that from a lineup and say that came out of recycled aluminium. So that's really cool. That's really cool. All right, well, that's it. As far as it goes, you can see that was a pretty good fit on that box yellow switch, my jammed box yellow switch that I have. So there you go. There is the Mountain Keyboards recycled for good R1 keycap. If you want to grab one of these, well, you still can, because obviously they were a trial run. I don't know how much stock they've got available for this. Then please head over to mountainkeyboards.com to check it out, or you can grab the blue one, which has their logo on it as well. Or of course, just keep your eye out for whenever they start doing different ones using the same material, same manufacturer. Cool. All right, well, that's it. Thanks very much for coming along and checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed checking that out. Of course, would always love and appreciate if you hit that like button or comment below. Hit that dislike button. I don't care. That engagement with the channel will really help us. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this and want to be notified, the subscribe and bell notification buttons are also pretty cool too. Right, that's it. Look after yourselves, and of course, as usual, until next time, happy clacking.